Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Discovery Days from the Oklahoma Hall of Fame. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and say thank you to our sponsor, the Chickasaw Nation, for making free family fun possible. But let's go ahead and jump right in. Like I said, we are here at the Oklahoma Hall of Fame. And our mission at the Oklahoma Hall of Fame is to tell Oklahoma's story through its people. So this is our building located in Midtown, near downtown Oklahoma City. And so we have over 700 inductees. And so today we are highlighting this story of Oklahoma Hall of Fame member Scott Momaday. Momaday was born in Lawton, Oklahoma in 1934. He is Kiowa and Cherokee, and he is the son of a painter and a writer. His dad was a painter, his mom was a writer. Momaday's novel, House Made of Dawn, won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1969. And in 2007, he moved back to Oklahoma and was named Oklahoma Poet Laureate. So he was a very successful writer throughout his career, and he is still alive today. And today we are reading a story called Bill and Pete Go Down the Nile. And that is written and illustrated by Tommy De Paula. So let me go ahead and get my screen switched over, ready for story time. Awesome. So like I said, we are reading Bill and Pete Go Down the Nile. Tomorrow was the first day of school, and William Everett Crocodile, who was called Bill, and his friend Pete, who was his toothbrush, were getting ready. Don't forget your new pencil box, Bill, said Mama. And your new lunchbox, said Pete. It will be so nice to see Miss Ibis again, Mama, said Bill. I wonder what you'll learn this year. I wonder what they're going to learn. The next morning, after kissing Mama goodbye, Bill and Pete started out for school. So there's Bill going to school with Pete, his toothbrush. It was fun to see all the other little crocodiles again. So there's all his friends, all Bill's friends. Now, class, said Miss Ibis, we're going to start this school year by studying the history and geography of Egypt and the River Nile. Oh, goody, cried all the children. So look, they're all excited to learn, all the little crocodiles. What did you learn today, Bill? Asked Mama. We learned about the River Nile, Mama, said Bill. It's nice to learn about your own hometown, said Mama. So he lives by the River Nile. He even drew it, and he drew his home right there. On Tuesday, Miss Ibis told the class about the Sphinx. So there's the Sphinx. Today we learned about the Sphinx, Mama, said Bill. You mean the Sphinx, Bill, said Pete. And boy, is it weird looking. So it's like a half cat, half person. And all made of stone. On Wednesday, Miss Ibis told the class all about the pharaohs, the pyramids, and the mummies. The pharaohs built the pyramids so they could be buried there with all their riches, Miss Ibis told them. When they died, they were wrapped up in long strips of cloth and called mummies. The mummy was put in a beautiful case called a sarcophagus. So a sarcophagus has all sorts of gems and precious metals like gold. So it's all pretty, kind of like that. What did you learn about today, Bill? Said Mama. Oh, Mama, we learned about the pharaohs and the pyramids, said Bill. We learned about mummies and esophaguses. You mean sarcophaguses, said Pete. How exciting, said Mama. So they're learning all about Egypt, all about the mummies and all that fun stuff. On Thursday, Miss Ibis told the class about the sacred eye of Isis. It is the most valuable jewel in all the world, said Miss Ibis. Ooh, said all the little crocodiles. But, she added, there is a saying that whoever owns it has bad luck. Ooh, said all the little crocodiles. This is why it is kept in the Royal Museum, said Miss Ibis. Now, how would you like to see the Sphinx, the pyramids, and the sacred eye of Isis? Oh, yes, said all the little crocodiles. Well, tomorrow we are going to take a class trip down the Nile. Hooray, they all shouted. So now they're going to go on a field trip. That's so exciting. I always loved field trips. So it looks like he's getting ready. Bill's getting ready to leave for his field trip. Do you have your lunchbox? Asked Mama. Yes, Mama, said Bill. Now, Pete, don't forget to brush Bill's teeth, said Mama. I won't, said Pete. Have a good time and listen to Miss Ibis. Do what she says, said Mama. Goodbye, Mama, said Bill and Pete. So now they're off on their adventure. They're off on their field trip. So that's so fun. Does everyone have their partners? Miss Ibis asked. Yes, Miss Ibis, the crocodiles answered. Then forward, swim. So they're off on their trip. Ooh, said all the little crocodiles. There's the Grand Hotel. So there they are. They're at the Grand Hotel. They're doing some sightseeing, it looks like. Ooh, said all the little crocodiles. There's the Sphinx. So now they're looking at the Sphinx. Bill, said Pete, look at the man in the big car with all the ladies. He must be a pharaoh, said Bill. Watch out for the bad guy, whispered an old crocodile to Bill and Pete as he slammed by. Uh-oh, bad guy, that sounds bad. Stay in line, said Miss Ibis as the Nile's queen went by. Ooh, said all the crocodiles. So there's the boats going by. Here we are at the pyramids, said Miss Ibis as the class stepped ashore. Miss Ibis bought the tickets and they all went inside. So look at them. Look at all the crocodiles. They're going up the pyramid. The guide will hold a big mirror to help light up the passageway so we can see, Miss Ibis explained to the class. Now, as I told you all, the mummies and all the riches are no longer kept here. They are in the Royal Museum, which we will visit next, and where we will see the sacred eye of Isis. Ooh, said all the little crocodiles. So now they're going to go see a big gemstone. How fun. The class saw mummies and sarcophaguses and the sacred eye of Isis. There's that man again, Bill, whispered Pete. He sure looks familiar. And then they sat down to eat their lunch. Miss Ibis, may I be excused, please, said Bill. And he and Pete went inside to find a restroom to brush Bill's teeth. So Pete's got to keep up his agreement with Mom. Aha, look, Bill, said Pete. I thought I recognized him. The bad guy. Uh-oh, the bad guy's in the museum. Oh, Mr. Bad Guy, don't, cried Bill. You'll have bad luck. He's trying to be nice and warn the bad guy. Do you think he's going to be nice back to Bill? Shut up, you walking suitcase, yelled the bad guy. And he locked Bill inside a sarcophagus. That is really rude. That's definitely not how you talk to a friend. Definitely how you talk if you're a bad guy, I feel like. You can't do that to my friend, shouted Pete, and he flew into the restroom to get some toilet paper. Take that, said Pete, and he flew around and around, and presto, the bad guy was a mummy. So Pete saved the day and he turned the bad guy into a mummy. Then Pete untied the guard who let Bill out of the sarcophagus. Where have you been, William Everett? Scolded Miss Ibis. Why, these two fine fellows saved the sacred eye of Isis from falling into evil hands, said the head of the museum. The bad guy is being taken to Cairo and put in jail. And as a reward, we're going to send you all home on the Nile Queen. Wow, that's so nice. Now they don't have to swim all the way home. Ooh, said all the little crocodiles. There they are. They're all on the boat, not instead of swimming home. And so, Mama, that's what happened on our first class trip, said Bill. My goodness, said Mama, what an adventure. And Miss Ibis was right, said Bill. The sacred eye of Isis does bring bad luck, especially to bad guys, said Pete. The end. So that is the story of Bill and Pete's adventure. However, today we are going to be making our very own craft. And maybe it's our very own Pete, I don't know. We're going to be making our very own flamingo. And so the supplies that we're going to need today for craft time, we're going to need a paper plate. We're going to need some glue. We're going to need our scissors. So here's our glue. So we're going to need a black and a pink crayon. And like I said, that is about what we're going to need. Oh, last thing we're also going to need is a sheet of paper for our flamingo's legs. So our first step as we get started, we want to color our flamingo. And our flamingo, I don't know if you know this, but flamingos aren't always pink in the wild. They get this color of their feathers from what they eat. So if you've ever been to the zoo and seen a pink flamingo, it's because they eat lots of shrimp at the zoo. But our flamingo, or at least my flamingo, I don't know how you're going to decorate yours. My flamingo eats lots of shrimp. And so I'm going to have a very pink flamingo. I'm going to go ahead and get that started. And I'm going to color my flamingo. And we're going to use the whole plate for the flamingo. So you're going to want to color the whole thing. And so that'll take just a second. So you can see as I make progress. So I'm not really being super, I'm just making sure that I'm getting every part, making sure every bit of this plate is pink. So you just want to make sure that you cover every part. And again, that's if you want a pink flamingo. Maybe you have a blue flamingo or a yellow flamingo. But mine is going to be a pink flamingo. Because flamingos are one of my favorite animals, actually. And so when I go to the zoo, they're one of my favorite animals to go see. And so when you guys go to the zoo, maybe your favorite's the elephants or the lions or something like that. But I love the flamingos. So now I'm about finished up with my plate. So I just got a couple little spots. Awesome. So there's my plate right there. I've got it all covered in pink. Can't quite tell because of the light, but it is pink. And I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and I'm just going to cut it right in half. And so once I get that cut in half, so this half I'm just going to set aside. This is going to be my flamingo's body. The next, I'm going to use this for my flamingo's head and neck. And so I'm going to trace along right here. And I want to cut out that outer portion. And so right along there. And that right out there is going to be my flamingo's neck. And so I'm going to cut out this middle part right here, right along that line. Just doing my best to cut as close to it as I can. And so, like I said, this is going to be my flamingo's neck. And we're going to use this. And this is going to be our flamingo head. And so I'm going to go ahead and trace out my flamingo head on this. And so it's kind of shaped like an almond or an eyeball, kind of similar to that. And so there's that right there. So I'm going to go ahead. And so I'm going to cut along that line and trace that out. And so because I traced on this side, that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and I'm going to color the other side. And that is going to be the side that faces up, and that's all right. So I'm going to need my pink crayon again. And I'm going to take that and I'm just going to color the top of this. I'm going to leave that bottom part because I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use my black crayon down there, and I'm going to make that my beak. So we're just going to, like I said, color this pink. Part of it pink, not the whole thing. So that looks pretty good. And so, like I said, I'm going to draw my beak down here. And so I'm going to use the black crayon to give my flamingo a black beak. So there's that. That's looking pretty good. So my head needs one more thing. And so I'm going to take my glue stick. I'm going to have a googly eye right here, and I'm going to use that. So don't want to throw my glue, but I want to put that down. Just glue some glue right there. And that should be plenty to get that to stick. And there we go. So there's my flamingo's head. It has its eye, it has its beak. But here's my neck. I'm not going to use my whole neck because we're going to attach it right there like that. And that's a really long neck. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it a little. I'm going to cut it right here. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put glue then on this end. And that's going to be the end that I attach to my flamingo's body. And I'm going to go ahead and get that attached right now. So you see I put lots of glue right there. And I'm going to go ahead and see, I'm going to flip it over. And so I'm going to attach it right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and put lots of glue right there as well. And so with this, I'm going to attach it right there. So let me flip it back over. So there's my flamingo's neck. My flamingo has its neck. Well, now my flamingo needs its head attached. And so I'm going to put glue on this end of the neck. So with that glue there, and I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put glue on this side also. So now that I have glue on both surfaces, I'm going to go ahead and attach it there. I'm going to press real hard, make sure it sticks. So there we go. So there's my flamingo's head, has its neck, there's its body. The last thing my flamingo needs is I'm going to use this piece of paper here to cut out some legs. And so I'm going to trace out a couple of different legs. And once I get them cut out, I'm going to fold them. And so they look a little textured, if that makes sense. So let me go ahead. I'm just going to do one. This is a long piece of paper. I'm just going to do one piece and then cut that in half. Awesome. And so like I said, I'm just going to cut this in half. So I'll fold it in half first. So I know where I'm going to be cutting. So right along that line, I'll just cut it. Awesome. So now I'm going to flip my body over on my flamingo. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some glue here where I want my legs to go. So I have one leg. Let me flip it over actually, because I don't want the trace lines to be seen. So I have two legs here. So now I'm going to take the time, like I said, I'm going to fold these up, and then I'll just kind of give it a little bit of a 3D look, a little bit of different texture and feel to it. And so I'm just going to fold my legs and just fold it once over the other. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just kind of doing my best to fold it. And so that looks about good. So let me do the same on this side. And I'm just holding where I glued it down so I don't pull it up. And so that looks good here. And so there are my flamingo's legs. Awesome. So let me go ahead. That is it. Those are all I have for you. Let me flip it around and show y'all what it looks like. So here is our flamingo. There's its legs, there's its long neck and its head. Awesome. And I hope y'all enjoyed Discovery Day. I hope y'all enjoyed craft time with me today. I appreciate spending this time with you so much. And I look forward to sharing this time with you again next week. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. And I look forward to, again, like I said, being with y'all again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.